Well, good morning there, non-mechanic truck drivers. Yep, as usual, it's another issue. It's always something, isn't it, drivers? Well, my issue today is one of my headlights doesn't work. That's the issue I'm having now. What I'm doing right now is just so you can see what pops up on my screen when I turn the headlights on. Once it finishes getting all together. See that right there? Low beam bulb fault. It's telling you to basically inspect, change the bulb. Okay. Well, if you have another bulb, then go ahead and try the bulb first. If the bulb doesn't work, then you have a couple other things you do before you start, buying parts and everything. It could be your ballast. Take your ballast and switch it with the other side, whichever side's working that you know is working because it's on. Switch your ballast out to see if the ballast is bad. If the ballast works on the other side, that tells you the ballast. And if the bulb, same thing, switch it to the known good side, and the bulb works, then you know it's not your bulb, it's not the ballast, it's not anything inside this headlight assembly right here. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all that have been trying to find information like me, when it comes to, when you start getting electrical issues, like, how the hell do we find this? Well, just follow the harness that comes out of this bulb side, which is my driver's side, comes out through here, and here's the harness. Well, then if you've never done it before, what do you look for? You're looking for wear patterns. Like I had this one here, which the way it was zip tied, you wouldn't see it. It's just like this, and I lifted up, I didn't see nothing, but then I saw that. I gave it a little turn. Don't worry, you won't break anything, just don't snatch it out. And I saw the breakthrough there, so I'm like, okay. Didn't really recognize the coloring there. So when I opened it up, lo and behold, what did I find? I got 3 wires. One of them is completely broke, which is probably the wire to that headlight. That wire right there, and the other 2 are getting ready to wear through. So this is the thing, if you read a lot of stuff out there, it'll tell you to check for wear points. Well, I just finally found my first wear point, because this is the first real wiring issue I've had. Usually me, it's a fuse or the component's gone. But this was just a video to give you an idea, to really let you get to see it. Like I said, you want to test everything before you start buying parts. If you start just buying parts and throwing parts at it, then you're no different than the dealership and you're wasting your money. Because if you don't need the part right now, don't get the part. Money's tight out here for all of us. But that's something to do, because a lot of people, I didn't know initially. I had to sort of fish around and start finally thinking logically, is to try all the components that I can get to easily from the side that's not working, switch it with the other side where I know it does work, and then go backwards from there towards the connector that connects right there. Which, of course, I was hoping it was not the connector, but so I start working my way back towards where the initial connection point is, and you hope that it's somewhere easy and you don't have to chase that wire that goes underneath the truck into that major bundle that's under there. But I got lucky, I think. We'll see in a minute, but definitely that's a broken wire. The wire is completely broken there. The only thing holding it together is the insulation. The other 2 wires are getting ready to break. So I'm gonna go ahead and repair those, which I, of course, don't know the size of it. So I went ahead and bought one of these generic butt connector kits from the Flying J that I'm at until I figure it out. But this is basically sort of the tools you need. My recommendation is definitely to go on Amazon and get you some wiring harness tape. Basically, it's a heavier, it's like almost like a cloth tape that's on there. But I got this off Amazon. I don't remember how much I paid. It wasn't that much. But yeah, definitely have some of this so that once I make the repair, I can wrap it back up. And then since I don't have any wire shrink to put around the butt connector, that's what these are, if you didn't know, to repair those wires, I'm going to use electrical tape around them. And then, or electrical tape, and then I'm gonna rewrap it with this type of tape. It's basically wiring harness tape. It's a cloth tape, basically. And that should fix my problem, but I'll find out here in a minute. But that's definitely an issue. So we'll start there. I didn't see any other wire points along the harness along here. along the rest of this harness all the way back to the connector. Everything else looks okay. It doesn't look like anything's wore through anywhere. So you got to check all these points where your zip ties are at, anywhere where the harness could be touching the frame. Just give it a little lift up or cut the zip tie. That's how I found it, by cutting the zip tie. And that's how I found the wear point that wore through and cut the wires. And just look for stuff like that, which I didn't know. Look for discoloration, but like I said, I couldn't see that because where's the zip tie? You see where the zip tie's at, and then you have this over the top of it, and it's all down and, you know, tucked down real tight. So I had to cut a couple of zip ties to get it loose. And when I pulled it back, I noticed this, and then I started looking underneath and found this, a hole in that. So just something to look at, drivers, to save you the thousands of dollars it probably cost you if you went to a dealership to do it. But y'all have a great day. Be safe out there.